us down in the background today. So always grateful for our folks on the JDS team.
That
All right.
was beautiful, guys. We're live. You can go ahead, Bree.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. I am your guest host today, Bree Vaughan, right here from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm excited to talk about our topic today. But before we get started, I want to get hang on one second. Tell me something good's in. And I think I see Raj. Good morning.
Good morning. So I'm in Keller in Northern Jersey. So for the last 4 years, I've been invited to sponsor my town's annual dog pool party. So what they do is they close down it's coordinated with the dog park, and the dog park is in honor of the 9/11 rescue dogs. So we had it yesterday, and we had about 80 dog families splashing around in the kiddie pool. So I ran a raffle, gave away goodie bags. So it was, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. So that was great. So now I'm going to call the people who attended and signed up to let the winners know that they won. And not everybody, everybody wins. And the dogs definitely had a great time. So thank you.
Oh, such fun. Congratulations on a successful event, Raj, and thanks for sharing that. Sheena, good morning.
Good morning, Bree. You look beautiful as always. So my
Thank you.
good news is I just came back from Jamaica and listen, I can't stop listening. It's my second time. Jamaica's my first home, I call it, because I just love it there. And I'm just grateful for this group because let me tell you something. Back in 2022, I was let go off a team because they were going to another brokerage and I chose to stay with KW. And this group is the one that inspired me, that kept me on my calls, got me out of my depression, because I have to be around like-minded people. And just to jump on a Zoom was like amazing. And I was thinking to myself when it first was presented to me, like, I'm not gonna be able to touch, feel, but I could feel it through the screen. So I love you guys. I can't wait to see y'all in London. I'm praying I see you over in Clearwater, but whatever God's will is, it will be.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Sheena, somebody said, did you behave yourself? And I know if I know you like I know you,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
that's a negative. But no, so glad you had a good time getting away with that Life by Design in Jamaica, man. And we'll sneak two more in quickly. Brienne, good morning.
Good morning from Boca Raton. I was doing my numbers yesterday and realized that I am up 60% from where I was at this point last year, which I absolutely attribute to joining this group and being on these calls. And, I didn't get to say what I appreciated from James. I appreciate that he doesn't let me just get away with excuses, that he holds my feet to the fire. And I've always appreciated that about him and other people in this group. So I'm really excited that my business is going in the right direction this year.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that growth and continued success in that. And yes, on the pre-show, we were just love bombing on our thoughtful thought leader, servant leader, James Shaw, for creating and just being such an amazing leader to us all and helping us grow and see massive results through our business. So, thank you all for the shares. We are going to be on page 300 and 301 in the MREA. So I'll give you just 3 seconds to grab your book if you want to follow along. And just as we have been on this call for 5 years, and this call ranges in production from in production to millionaire real estate agents. And I understand sometimes we talk about accountability and it comes through in a way that's like, oh, nobody's going to run and raise their hand and say, I want to be held accountable. I need accountability in my world. And especially as new agents, we try to navigate kind of what does that look like? And I wanted to just spend some time to talk about that today. So on page 300 in the MREA, our founder, Gary Keller, says, make no mistake, you cannot effectively do this business alone. You must involve someone else to hold you accountable. Some people may be more disciplined or have greater focus, but no one can successfully and continually hold themselves accountable. Existentialist philosopher and playwright Jean-Paul Sartre, in his masterful play No Exit, shows how hard it is to discover the truth. You see, our perceptions of our own actions are forever colored by our intentions, and others see only our actions without the benefit of knowing what we really intended. The truth, of course, lies somewhere in between. Having an outside perspective helps strip away the excuses so you can see your actions and results in a very honest, unblinking manner. It takes another person or a group of people to hold you accountable and get you refocused. That is why nearly all achievers have coaches and consultants. Even the best of the best, Mia Hamm, Tiger Woods, Marion Jones, and Michael Jordan, all have a coach or coaches to keep them focused and on track to their big goals. Accountability is the relationship of choice for champions. So, having been a team leader, having been a productivity coach, I understand the meaning and importance of having a coach and being in that partnership. So I'm just curious, what does accountability look like in your world? Who is holding you accountable to your big goals? And how has that helped your business? So let's get it started. Uncle Dean, good morning.
Hey, accountability is where the magic happens. There's one of my early mentors said that. I never will forget that. In fact, it's one of my daily affirmations. Thanks so much for the opportunity to share. If you can't use an accountability partner as a sounding board for what you're doing, it's kind of like driving out west without a map. You have nothing to measure yourself against to see if you're successful or just basically drifting. We all have to have accountability. I've had a MAPS coach for many years. I got a great one, Jason Massengale, nice guy, great coach. And you have your own accountability partners within your own life, your spouse, right? Your parents. You got to be accountable. If you don't have anybody to bounce what you've done against, you don't know where you're going. You'll end up drifting. Thanks for letting me share that, Bree.
Thank you. And you said you have an accountability coach in the way of your MAPS coach, Jason.
Yes, Jason, great guy. And I've
Awesome.
had MAPS coaches for a long, long time.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Uncle Dean.
My pleasure.
All right, it's the birthday girl, Auntie Donna. Good morning. What does accountability look like in your world?
So, it's interesting. First, let me just say that I was frantically looking for my MREA. It's not here on my desk. But when you started reading, I realized I didn't know I didn't need it because I've read this page so many times. The words were like, oh, yeah, you know that. You know that. And so, the people who show up here every day, I'm sure they have all kinds of accountability in their life. But the people who are new to showing up here, this could be your first step to accountability. Use this group until you get your coach, until you reach out to somebody and say, let's talk twice a week. Until you do all those things, just show up here. It will challenge you. It'll challenge your ideas, the things in your head. You'll be, well, wait a minute. Irene does it a little differently. Or Bree just said, whatever. Let me think about it. Laney Lane does something different. And all of a sudden, all the people in these little squares start to become part of your accountability. That's what I just want to say. You don't have, please get a coach, do all those things. But until you do, support it with this group.
Yes, great reminder and share. It's this group. We're here Monday through Friday for 5 years consistently from 7:30 a.m. until 8:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we talked about this morning the community that we've built, the friendships, the accountability partners that we've got. So if you don't have the resources or the means from a coaching standpoint, as Auntie Donna has said, lean into this community. There, I'm sure there's someone that's like, hey, are you showing up for lead gen today? Let's be accountable to each other and to our businesses. So thank you for that reminder, Auntie Donna. Jolie, good morning.
Good morning. I was typing in the chat and I couldn't find the mute button. Anyways, coaching. Obviously, it's my thing. I love it. I have a MAPS coach, and I'm also accountable to my family holds me accountable, and especially my 13-year-old daughter. She is very good about holding me accountable and doing the things that I need to do when I need to do them and holding me accountable and putting my phone down, which is something that I think a lot of us need help with, myself leading the pack. So yeah, it's all about being in conversation, being in an accountability, all the things just to have that extra ear to bounce ideas off of is incredible. And I mean, I meet with my MAPS coach 3 times a week because we have group coaching and one-on-one and script practice and all kinds of things. And knowing that I have that on my calendar really helps me set myself up for success in whatever I have to do. So, yeah.
No, thank you for that. And it's a blueprint, right? It allows for you to have something. It's just not this piece of paper that you write on and tuck in your notebook somewhere. It's something that you live and execute on daily. So thank you so much for that, Jolie. Lainey, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Bree, for holding down the fort. You are the best, Bree Vaughan Pittman Vaughan the third, my favorite. Um, oh gosh. So I did not want to do coaching. I'm like, I am not spending any extra money. Rant, 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 rant. I am not doing it. And Jack's coach, I met with him when I first came on, and I really liked what he had to say, but he was very expensive, and I'm like, I'm still not doing it. So I used this group as accountability. I have a lot of friends through this group. So we've done accountability. I did the accountability call, the lead gen call and all of that. And then after a few years, I'm like, you know what? Let me go back and look and talk to Michael. So I did do that, and he is now my coach. He's been my coach for about 8 months. This guy has changed my world. He's not like, I want you to make 500 phone calls, 16 this, 25 that, but. He coaches from the inside out, and that's powerful for me, coaching from the inside out. Um, so, and it's also been a mind shift because if I'm going to a networking group, which I have a couple of them that I go to, and then going out into the community, he's like, Lenny, that is lead gen. Like, because you're talking to people, that is lead gen. So, because you're not sitting at your desk for 3 hours, blah, 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 it's very hard for me to turn that off because it's like, you got to do the 3 hours, you got to sit, you got to make calls, you got to do this to get into that different mindset that today I'm not going to make those, I'm not going to sit at the computer or sit whatever and make those calls, but I'm actually talking to groups of people, this person, that person, all of these things. And that was a hard nut to crack, but coaching's changed my world. I mean, he sees more growth in me than I do, which is kind of par for the course with everything else. But this group has completely changed my world. James has completely changed my world. He's taught us to become better, bolder, braver. And that's we're so freaking lucky, that we're bolder, better, and braver in this group. Like I have Donna Gilbert on my side. Come on. I got Just Star on my side. Come on, Mignon. I got all these
Yes,
people on my side. How can I not succeed? All right.
that
Have a great
part.
day.
That part. Thank you, Lainey Lane. And that is so true. Like a great coach, it helps you, as John Acuff says, like when we're inside of that jar of what's going on in our world, having someone on the outside that sees us in a way that we may not be able to see ourselves, that can meet us where we are and lift us up to where we need to be to break through that next ceiling of achievement. Because we all do it. We dip from being purposeful to entrepreneurial, and we just need that person sometimes to give us that breakthrough to that next level. And it's been awesome to see that growth and that leveling up with you, Laney. So thank you so much.
Can I say one more quick thing?
Quickly.
Quickly. How in the world would I be in a group of 1,000 people and get to meet T.I.'s high school girlfriend?
Oh my gosh, if you know, you know. Thank you, Laney. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. So I have the Super Seven. And what happened was earlier this year, I put something out saying, hey, I'm looking for a group to meet with for accountability. And Jenny Hayes did the same thing, and she reached out to me. And we started as the Fabulous Five, and now we're the Super Seven, and we meet on Zoom every Thursday at noon, and we use the Inspire checklist in order to talk about it. We talk about our wins for the week, our struggles for the week, and we do it every week inside and out. And I love my group.
I love that. And what's the name of it? I saw it in the chat. The
We are
Super
the
Seven.
Super Seven.
Yes, I love that. And I when you say seven, I believe it comes from the book The 12-Week Year, but it says your chances of success are 7 times greater when you employ peer support. So that's just proof right there of, continue that. I love it, the
Yeah.
Super Seven. So thanks for that, Sherry Kelly. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on this show, but we do have Jessica Star. Good morning.
Good morning. I was like, Kelly took my thing. Literally, I was just gonna say, find your own little tribe, find your own little community where you can hold each other accountable. That's really such a big deal. And honestly, like you guys just very basically be held accountable to your own goals. Your goals could be paying off your bills and getting out of debt. Like start there. Why would you want to be in debt? Number one, you don't. And if that is over your head, it's crushing. So just start by climbing out of the hole. Number one, because we can talk about all the goals we want, but if you have debt, it's hard to hit that goal if you're like still trying to climb out of that hole. Get out of the hole, number one. Number two, you get to hit those goals once you have all of that behind you because you're free. Once you have the freedom, you can keep climbing. And then it's just like, oh my gosh, nothing is in my way. And if you have those people that keep lifting you up, keep supporting you, and keep inspiring you, because some days you're going to have bad days. Mel Robbins had a really phenomenal podcast. And of course, my notebook is across the room right now, so I can't get it, but I'm going to share it with you later this week. So she had this phenomenal podcast with one of the founders of the Genes, that's Good American. And she was phenomenal. And she's on that podcast saying how she is dyslexic like me and probably has ADHD like me, and says how she has broken her life into thirds. How a third of the time your life is phenomenal, a third of the time it's mediocre, and a third of the time it's pretty crappy. But you know what? You have to celebrate the thirds of your life. And so a third of your time, your budget is probably in the toilet and you have a lot of debt. And a third of the time you're doing all right. And the other third, you're doing phenomenal. Guess what? Your business is going to be the same. Your goals are going to be the same. So make sure you actually start breaking down your goals in small incremental chunks that are attainable. Because if you only shoot for the moon and you keep missing, sometimes it's going to feel pretty crappy in that third, right? So start focusing on small incremental goals that you can hit. And each time you check one of those off, well, guess what? You get into that mediocre level a lot faster. And then you start hitting that higher end even faster than that. So it's like, oh my gosh, your energy just keeps filling up a lot faster. And surround yourself with people that recognize when you're starting to hit those small milestones for you and cheerlead you on along the way. By the way, be the cup filler for other people too, and your cup gets filled a whole lot faster.
100%. Thank you for that, Jess. And what I heard was, especially with the bills, if we can tackle those, then we're not responding or we're not being coached from a place of scarcity, but we're being coached from a place of abundance.
Yes.
And, sometimes as coaches, it's not a conversation of, hey, who did you talk to today? When if we're not in that right mindset, if we got family stuff going on, if we're working through just, our own kind of emergencies or hurt or whatever the case could be, sometimes they have to meet us where we are, but still bring us out of that mindset of scarcity. So the things that we can control, like our bills and like just those little small things, help to avail our mindset and open us up to the coaching and being held accountable.
Well, Bree, how many times do we have a coach and we want to tell them our goal is to sell 100 units this year and our goal is to have $100,000 in a bank account or whatever that number is, right?
Right.
But we forget to tell them, oh, I'm $25,000 in debt here and I can't pay this bill right now, or I can't do this and I wasn't able to take a vacation this year. We forget all those other things because we're just showing them the big, shiny, happy things, that happy third, right? Because people only want to see that highlight reel and they forget the ugly stuff that we forget to tell them. But I've always found when I coach people that if I can make them happy at home, they're going to work a hell of a lot harder for me when they're happy at home and they get all that stuff at home taken care of. And they're going to be way more successful over here because they're able to take those vacations. They're able to not go home and be stressed that they can't pay their bills or they can't put food on their table or they can't go out to dinner when they want, right? So tell your coach the ugly things, the things that you don't want to uncover, and lift that little rock and the creepy crawlies crawl out. Tell them about the creepy crawlies. I'm telling you, you're going to have a much better life and you're going to hit way more of those goals a lot faster.
Absolutely. Thank you for that amazing, amazing share, Jess. And it's one of the beautiful things about coaching is they allow us to get from behind those hiding places and come out and just be vulnerable to change and to growth. And we have to be real with that. Last one, let's see, Mignon, really quickly. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I actually did a little bit of a podcast on this the other day about your mindset around accountability. It's not exactly what we think, and everybody actually hit it today, which was awesome. Really, we have to be making a choice to be accountable to ourselves first, then to others, and then to the results. And whenever we're able to work with a coach and have an amazing experience, yes, we all want to have metrics that we can measure, but whenever we choose to be coachable, show up with our information provided to our coach early. That way, whenever there is something in life that has thrown us sideways, we can just go straight into that. So just, yeah, be the inspiration inside. Start with yourself.
Absolutely. I love it. So you see, folks, accountability comes in all shapes and forms. One of my most favorite folks, also a bold coach, Regina Polk, she told me once that accountability is caring. And if you see it as such, and not as someone just shaking a ruler at you and saying, you didn't do this, you said you were going to do this, but it's a real partnership, it's a real relationship. You know, I'm grateful for the coaches in my world that have shown up, and I've been in the business for 8 years. And just to shout them out, of Mark Ramsey, Tammy Junkst, my MAPS coach, Tammy Richard, Loredana Geet, John Sprague, and James Shaw. These are all coaches at heart and people that have leaned into not only myself, to people throughout this company. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for their partnerships. I'm grateful for them seeing me beyond, and that partnership that allows coaches to see us beyond our excuses and pushes us towards execution. So if you are looking for that type of partnership, that type of accountability in your world, I would definitely recommend, leaning into your market center. If there is a productivity coach, the structures are all different, but at least tapping in to see what is available to you. If you are hitting your head at the ceiling of your achievement and you feel like there's more, but you just can't break through it, it might be time to add some accountability into your world. And if you are looking for an accountability partner, there's plenty of people in this community that are growth minded. We don't show up at 7:30 a.m. every single morning just because we have nothing else to do. We are growth minded, driven individuals on this call. So I'm sure there's someone just like you that's looking to grow their business and to move past that next level and to just be a better person, right? So lean into that, lean into accountability, run towards it, not away from it, and find you a coach. We want to make sure that we're all rising because no one succeeds alone. I trust that you have found value in the call today. You have got your inspiration. Now, by golly, get off of this call and go put in some inspiration, some perspiration. Have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bree.
Great
Thank you,
job.
Bree.
Awesome.